if you recall. And the marital counselor,
Yes.
she asked whether or not, Amber Heard asked her whether she would have a leg up if she went and filed a TRO, whether she'd have a leg up at a divorce settlement. And that was the only thing we really heard.
Yeah, and you're right. It was Nurse Debbie Lloyd, Johnny Depp's nurse, that came out on cross. Vasquez asked her about, did you know Debbie Lloyd, somebody filed a complaint against her for not reporting domestic violence. So that came out today. All right, this next question is a $10 question from Papadut. What happens, Marie, if the judge rules that Amber committed, it's another perjury question. What are the consequences, if any, and how could that impact her defense case?
The consequences are unlikely because, like Jean said, it's not likely that a judge is going to prosecute or charges against her for perjury. That's not likely in this scenario.
Okay, and Jean, we have another question. This is from sbucks_n_foxen from YouTube. What is the logic behind Amber addressing the jury directly versus the lawyer? What does she hope to gain?
All right, let me tell you this right now, Amber Heard's team. If attorney asking a question and turn to the jury periodically. I see this with that.
All right, Linda Kenny Bodden, this question is for you. A. Simpson from have not been in there, but I would hope to be able to tell you that another time. Hopefully I'll get in tomorrow.
Sorry guys, but whenever that
So
video
we're gonna,
does stall, that's the
another question here. We've got
their YouTube channel having some connection issues or streaming issues. Not mine, not on my end. I got perfect internet over here.
And we say, hello, I'm over here. I ask the question when it's too much. And it can be intimidating to the jury. They don't like it so much because it does look rehearsed, because it's every single question. And she can't differentiate between which one she should go to the jury and which one she can't go to the jury. And it could easily offend the jury easily.
And let me just add to that, in case, because the viewers would have no way of knowing this, they aren't in the courtroom. The witness box is really close to the jury box in that courtroom. I mean, like the jury box is right here, and then here's the witness box, right? So it's very, very close. And then Johnny Depp's table is like right here. So, you know, here's the witness box, here's Depp's table, and there's the witness box. So we're going to take a quick break. Keep your questions coming on YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, and Facebook. And we have to take this break for the network, so just stay with us. Hang on YouTube. You are watching For the Record here on Law and Crime, and we're coming to you live from the Fairfax County Courthouse in Virginia. Welcome back to For the Record here on the Law and Crime Trial Network. I'm Anjanette Levy, and we are coming to you live from the Fairfax County Courthouse in Virginia. And this is where the trial of Johnny Depp versus Amber Heard is in a lunch break. Gene Rossi, a former federal prosecutor and Virginia lawyer, is here with me, and we are taking your questions. Linda Kenny Bodden is in New York, and Marie Pereira, a criminal defense attorney and former prosecutor, is with us as well. So let's start out with some questions, guys. Gene, I'll throw this one to you. Okay. True Justice asks, this case is about the article only, the op-ed. Camille is no better than an ambulance chasing lawyer. You cannot badger a witness and make snide comments trying to influence the jury. Case for a mistrial, is that valid?
No. If there was a mistrial every time an attorney was obnoxious, rude, or inconsiderate, then you'd have a lot of retrials in the United States of America. And on a scale of 1 to 10, 10's the worst, 5's average. Miss Vasquez is probably a 4. And it doesn't bother me. It may bother some people, but this is what you do on cross. You have to control the witness. It's not for people who are weak and timid. And Miss Vasquez is doing the right thing by trying to rein in Amber Heard.
And this is really the nature of cross-examination, I want to add as well.
Yes.
This is how it works. This is how cross-examination, I mean, this isn't, you're not having tea.
Cross-examination is the greatest legal tool to get out the truth.
See that? Do you believe they actually have to walk? Security has to walk Amber to her, to the witness
Linda, your thoughts?
chair because of Johnny Depp.
Comments, how convenient, which he's made a couple of times here. The attorney for Amber Heard then should be jumping up and saying, Your Honor, this is inappropriate. We'd ask it to stop. That's the only thing I think that is being allowed to happen, because I know if I try to make those comments in court, people be jumping up all over me and not letting me do it. You can't even say okay when an answer is given sometimes after, because you're either validating the witness or it's considering arguing with the witness.
Yes.
Okay, so we're awaiting the court should be coming back from lunch here any second now, any minute. So we just want to let you know. So stay tuned for that. We have another question, Marie. I'm going to send this one to you.
They should be coming back here any second.
And Lucas is asking, defamation lawsuits are especially hard to win. Is it too soon to calculate the odds for Johnny Depp? Marie, what do you think?
I think it's too soon to calculate the odds for Johnny Depp, because this testimony that is being elicited from Amber Heard is really, really showing that Amber is not the only one diminishing, omitting, and embellishing. They're both doing it. And I say this because there was an audio from 2016 where they were already divorced and they met somewhere to do some sort of damage control because things were going out of control. Now, in that audio, both of them put themselves in a situation where mutual abuse could be verified. Johnny says, I don't want this to go any further. She says, I know you don't, because they're making me out to look like a liar and I have all the evidence. And he's saying, you know what, it'll be bad for you too, because we both were guilty in a way. Now, you know what? It's not over until all the evidence is produced.
All right. Yeah, it's not over till it's over. And we're still, it might not seem like that long of the time until it's over, but it's still a while. Closing arguments are next Friday, May 27th. So we still got some time. And, you know, the pendulum can swing back and forth in these things. There's an ebb and flow to it. Gene, I'm going to give you this question from Stephanie Gowdy. It's a $5 question on YouTube. Amber said she submitted everything to her lawyers. Can her team bring out new pictures that her team has not seen on redirect?
They could, but they have to make sure that they provided those photos to the other side. They can't blindside the other side. But they could on redirect try to bring in some photos, but if they weren't listed as exhibits, the judge may not let them in.
All right. And we want to let you know that the court, everybody's back in the courtroom except for the jury. There's a sidebar going on right now. So everybody is up at the bench, the attorneys and Judge Askarati. Let's go now, Gene. This is from C.Per, $5 question on YouTube. Why can't we hear anything when lawyers ask to approach the judge? Is that stuff that stays off the record or?
The sidebars are where the rubber meets the road if you're an attorney. There's some things that happen in the sidebar that the public will not know, but it's pretty important. So those sidebars are sealed, if you will, from the jury. They may eventually become public after this trial's over, but that's where legal arguments are made, evidentiary arguments are made, and some very pointed arguments are made that attorneys don't usually make in front of a jury.
Right.
But they do in sidebar.
It can be a little more coarse up there,
Yes.
I think. A little more like, we're at the, bar hanging out. I'm not a big fan of sidebars unless the judge puts it on the record later. But speaking of something I am a fan of regarding sidebars, the Law and Crime Sidebar podcast. You guys, we love putting this together for you. We've been doing it for several weeks now, and it's available on Apple, Google, Spotify, and YouTube, wherever else you get your podcasts. It's a great listen. Jesse Weber and I work hard on this every day, and we try to bring you the very latest information. I put together something that I think is out right now, just came out in the last hour or so, on Amber Heard's direct from yesterday and then the beginning of the cross. So there's some goodies in there. You won't want to miss that. So check us out. Again, we are waiting for court to start over again. Oh my gosh, we have to start up again. This is from Twitch, Toto Rock, like Toto the band. I don't know. Hello, thank you for all the work you've done. I was wondering, what is the impact about Hollywood articles mentioning that Amber Heard became a figure?
Man, Amber, I don't think
and link with current
that
case.
Camille,
And this is from France.
Johnny Depp's attorney,
She wasn't. Toto Rock is from France, so thanks, Toto Rock.
Hard
Gene,
enough
I'll send
on
that
her.
question to you.
Could you repeat that question?
Okay, yeah, sorry.
Amber kept going off on her own question, her
I was
own
wondering, what is the impact
expanding
of
on the question. Instead of just yes or
mentioning that
no,
Amber
she
Heard
kept on
became a
telling the
figure of
story. It's like,
anti-domestic violence and
answer the
linked
damn
with
question.
current
Just
case.
yes or no.
So there's a language difference there. So
Okay. Will the articles, the Hollywood articles saying that she was an anti-domestic abuse champion going to be introduced at trial? Maybe not, but she's already described that, and her op-ed basically speaks for itself that at some point in 2018, she wore a mantle of someone who was against domestic violence. So that's very important for the jury. It may come out in the next couple of days, the articles themselves, but maybe in closing referred to.
I think Camille Vasquez might have brought them up, like when we were kind of getting out here for lunch. I think maybe one of them came up, and it was stuff talking about Amber Heard, these articles, and about Johnny Depp being a victim of domestic violence. All right, Aaliyah Henderson Carter, Linda.
That's good. Yes, sorry.
Welcome back, straight girl. Let's see. Hey, Lynn Marie. Lynn Marie's in the house. Nothing like airing your dirty laundry out in public. And it's fascinating, especially when it's not your own dirty laundry, right? El Gato Dramático. Cool name. Cool picture, too. Love it. She's as combative as I expected. Yeah, and I think Camille's holding back a little bit. I think she needs to be a little nastier. Because Amber is kind of ignoring her, telling her, wait, Miss Heard, wait. And Camille's letting her ramble. She shouldn't let her ramble. She's got to lay down the law.
All right, thank you. You can be seated. All right, your next question.
Hola. All right, here we go.
Tom, may I please have you put up Plaintiff's Exhibit 1A.
Will they do this, please? If you haven't followed me and my group,
Sir, I'm
I
gonna
had to
ask you
create a
take
group.
look
Manny
at
behind the
Plaintiff's
mic
Exhibit
group.
881A.
Follow me there real quick at some point.
This is one of the articles containing the counterclaim statements by Adam Waldman. Is that correct?
I haven't seen the article yet.
Okay. Why don't we go to page 8 of this article? Adam Waldman, Depp's lawyer, said afterwards, quote, Amber Heard and her friends in the media use fake sexual violence allegations as both a sword and shield, depending on their needs. They have selected some of her sexual violence hoax facts as a sword, inflicting them on the public and Mr. Depp. Do you see that?
Yes, I do.
Is that one of the statements that you allege are defamatory? It's defamatory?
That's correct.
Okay. Can we please go to Plaintiff's Exhibit 881B? And if we could go to page 10 and 11. In Plaintiff's Exhibit 881B, Depp's lawyer Adam Waldman said the various discrepancies prove that nothing Heard and her friends said about the events of May 21, 2016 could be considered credible. Quite simply, this was an ambush, a hoax. They set Mr. Depp up by calling the cops, but the first attempt didn't do the trick, he told thedailymail.com. The officers came to the penthouses, thoroughly searched and interviewed, and left after seeing no damage to face or property. So Amber and her friends spilled a little wine and roughed the place up, got their story straight under the direction of a lawyer and publicist, and then placed a second call to 911. But even this didn't have, oh, apologize. You're fine.
Okay.
It's another sidebar, I take it. Sorry, I was looking at a different page and it just came back to this. Yeah. So, let's see what part 2 today brings. It's elevator music. It's gonna be the sidebar music.
And if we can please pull up Plaintiff's Exhibit 881C. And go to page 11. This is another article, Ms. Hurd, where you argue that Mr. Waldman's statements are defamatory, correct?
I don't know if this is taken from that article because I can't see the article in full.
It's page 11 of the article. And the statement reads, we have reached the beginning of the end of Ms. Hurd's abuse hoax against Mr. Depp. Is that correct? Is that one of the what you claim is one of the defamatory statements sent by Mr. Waldman?
I believe so.
Okay, thank you. Ms. Hurd, you're not aware of any career opportunities that you lost as a result of Mr. Waldman's statements, are you?
Well, it's kind of hard to point to the jobs you're not offered,
Right.
to the gigs you don't get.
You were not replaced in Aquaman 2, were you?
They released me from my contract and I fought to stay in it and they kept me in it. I just don't know how much I'm in, actually, of the final cut.
And you testified yesterday that L'Oreal actually extended your contract in April of 2020. Is that correct?
In part, they extended it and held me.
And you testified yesterday that L'Oreal extended your contract again in November of 2021, correct?
Not exactly. They extended it because they couldn't use me or any of the materials for me.
And that extension was for 20 months, right?
That's correct.
Ms. Hurd, you testified yesterday how Mr. Waldman's statements, quote, torture you every day. Do you recall that testimony?
I do.
And then, and that you look at them every day.
I look at the online attacks, the media, you can't avoid it, to be honest, that those statements are often attached to. I don't look at his statements every day.
And you testified that you just want to move on with your life, right?
I do very much want to move on with my life.
But you've gone out of your way to engage with Mr. Waldman on social media, haven't you?
I have made a comment, I believe, once. I would not characterize that as engaging with him.
Let's please pull up Plaintiff's Exhibit 1266.
It's right there. Your microphone. Your microphone.
I don't have this yet, so I'm asking for it to
right
be
there.
given to me
Okay.
before.
It's a photograph.
I think it's just a.
This is your tweet, right, Ms. Hurd?
How many times does that woman need to be reminded to turn on her damn microphone before she talks?
I don't check the relevance.
Objection, I'm sorry, what's the objection?
I'm sorry, relevance?
All right, I'll overrule the objection. 881C in evidence. Is that right? You can publish.
Can we please have it published to the jury?
I'm sorry, 1266. I apologize. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor. This is from March 26, 2021, right?
That's what it looks like, yes.
And this is after he made the statements you claim are defamatory, right, Ms. Hurd?
21, yes.
Ms. Hurd, you tweeted at Adam Waldman, quote, "Yes, Mr. Waldman, I may be wearing makeup on this occasion, but on every occasion you will still be short." Did I read that right?
Yes.
We can put this down. Thank you. Ms. Hurd, since your relationship with Mr. Depp ended, you have completed your level 3 sommelier training, haven't you?
I haven't completed it yet. I
You're
just
on level
stopped.
2.
No, I'm on level 3.
You also have had a baby, right?
I have.
And you enjoy being a mother?
More than anything.
You still love to cook?
I do.
And you love to hike?
I've taken a break on hiking for a minute.
You have friends, right?
I do have friends.
And you spend time with those friends?
Occasionally, when I can.
And you exercise regularly?
Every day.
You just filmed a movie in March of 2022, isn't that right?
Yes, the one I just shot in Guatemala that I spoke of earlier.
And you have you had a major role in a major film that's scheduled to be released soon. Is that correct? Aquaman 2?
As I said, I don't know if I will even be in the final cut or how much I will be. It was difficult to stay in the movie.
You struck Mr. Depp multiple times during your relationship, didn't you, Ms. Heard?
There were many times I had to use my body to defend myself, and that included swinging wherever I could. If it meant I could get away, absolutely. If it meant a difference between a sore face and a broken nose.
That's what I mean, letting her talk too much.
That's your testimony under oath that you never struck Mr. Depp as the initial aggressor?
Well, he was holding me against the wall by my neck. You know, I might be the first person to have been the first one to slap, which happened in Australia, you know, and he was choking me. But I wouldn't say I was the initial aggressor in that situation.
You got physical with Mr. Depp often during your relationship, didn't you?
I had to defend myself as best I could. Didn't seem to make much of a difference.
You just couldn't control yourself, could you, Ms. Heard?
I tried to defend myself when I could, but it was after years of not defending myself.
Can we please pull up Plaintiff's Exhibit 356? And Your Honor, portions of the exhibit were entered into evidence yesterday, but we moved to admit the entire recording.
All right.
And I can confirm that there's no other voices besides Ms. Heard's and Mr. Depp's. I intend to play from 1:29:27 to 1:30:07.
So I have 356A in evidence. Is any objection to the entire 356 coming into evidence?
If you may, if I may.
Okay,
Hold on just for a
sure.
moment, Your Honor. I have to check on something. Which one? Which one is the one that has? Excerpt for now, and we'll double check our notes on that, because there was one that had something in that couldn't go, and I just can't
All
find
right.
my notes on that
We'll
right
just
now.
call it 356B for now.
That's fine.
and
Thank you,
then
Your Honor.
Could you just give me the times again?
Yes, of course. 1:29:27 to 1:30:07.
All right, and I'm just told that we already have a B, so we have to do 356C.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
I can't promise you that I'll be perfect. I can't promise you I won't get physical again. God, I fucking sometimes get so mad I lose it. I can fucking promise you I'm gonna do everything to change. Promise you. I'm not gonna throw around divorce. I will not say divorce unless I leave you. Unless it's it. And then I hope you leave me. I'm not going to, and me too. I will leave you. It's fair. I can't do it. You know, and I think honestly, if we hold each other accountable to that, it's fair.
Ms. Heard, that's you and Mr. Depp on that recording, correct?
That's correct.
And you told Mr. Depp, quote, "I can't promise you that I won't get physical," end quote, correct?
That's correct. He was accusing me of instigating something in a situation I explained yesterday.
And you also told Mr. Depp that sometimes you get so mad you lose it, correct?
That's correct. I also explained the
That's
context
it.
of that
You gotta
fight
cut her off
yesterday.
right there.
Isn't that exactly what you told Ben King on your way back from Australia? That you get so mad you lose it?
Absolutely not. I know that that's what Ben King testified to, but I never had that conversation with Ben King.
If we could please
In the
play.
meantime, I'm sorry. I checked, and I have no objection to the entirety of 356 coming
So
in.
356 in its entirety will be in evidence. All right, thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor. If we could please play from what's now been admitted, Plaintiff's Exhibit 356 in its entirety from 7:05 to 7:43.
I'm not gonna be in a physical fucking altercation
Don't.
with you.
Then don't.
You fucking hit me last night. You fucking.
What about all the other times you split? Come on, you cannot act like that's about that. It's
Well,
not.
we're on a plane. I can't split.
No, and you hit back. So don't act like you don't fucking
I
participate.
pushed you.
I'm not going to get into the details of that fight. You and I both know that you split when there is no physical violence involved. And that you do it like at the very beginning of fights these days. And if you split and you go into a different room and you don't actually leave that house, it does nothing but perpetuate the fight. And you don't actually do it respectfully. You don't.
Ms. Hurd, is that you and Mr. Depp on this recording?
Yes, it is.
Can we please pull up Plaintiff's Exhibit 343? And I believe that one's been admitted already into evidence.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. And just for the record, we're playing from 24601 to 24720.
I said to Travis, I said to you, hey, tell Travis what just happened.
Oh, you told me to do it. You told me to. You said, go do that.
I said, no, tell him what just
And
happened.
I lied.
And that you punched me in
You're
the
right.
fucking thing. And
You figured it out.
And you said, no, I didn't. What the fuck are you talking about? And I
didn't
watched
punch
you lie. And then
I didn't punch you, by the way. I'm sorry that I didn't hit you across the face in a proper slap, but I was hitting you. It was not punching you. Babe, you're not punched.
don't tell me what it feels like to be punched.
You know, even a lot of fights been around a long time. I know. Yeah.
No, when you fucking have a close
You
face.
didn't get punched. You got hit. I'm sorry I hit you like this, but I did not punch you. I did not fucking deck you. I fucking was hitting you. I don't know what the motion of my actual hand was, but you're fine. I did not hurt you. I did not punch you. I was hitting you.
How are you?
What am I supposed to do? Do this? I'm not sitting here bitching about it, am I? You are. That's the difference between me and you. You're a fucking baby.
Because you started.
You are such a baby. Grow the fuck up,
You started
Johnny.
physical fights.
I did start a physical
Yeah,
fight.
you did. So I had
Because-
to get the fuck out of there.
Yes, you did. So you did the right thing, the big thing. You know what? You are admirable.
That's you and Mr. Depp on that recording, right, Ms. Hurd?
That's correct.
And you said you hit Mr. Depp, right?
Yeah, I had to hit his body to get
Ms.
him out
Hurd,
of the door.
my question was, you said on that recording that you hit Mr. Depp, right?
Yes, I did.
And you accused him of being a baby for not wanting to be in a physical fight with you, right?
Incorrect. I accused him of being a baby for complaining about me hitting him when he was trying to get through the door. I was trying to barricade.
Can we please pull up Plaintiff's Exhibit 368? And again, Your Honor, this is a recording of just Mr. Depp and Ms. Hurd. I'm going to move for the
She was trying to
entire
barricade
exhibit to be moved into evidence.
That's not good for her.
All right, any objection to 368?
I don't think so, no, Your Honor.
All right, no objection. 368 in evidence in its entirety.
It's a shitty law. Anyway, I opened the bathroom door when you were knocking on it. After a few times I opened, and you just kept going. You just kept going. I tried to close the door 3 times. Please, just don't, and then wait, and then I accidentally, I swear, when I was trying to close the door, I guess it scraped your toes. I didn't mean to do that. And I bent down, and you either pushed or you kicked. I think you kicked the door open. The door, more open, so that it would hit me. And it hit
No,
me.
I didn't mean to. I didn't know
It
that.
hit me in the fucking head.
But I did not mean to do that. I don't know what
I was bent down behind the door.
I did not do anything to her. I did not kick a door or push a door so that it would hit you. I did not. I swear. That it was not my intention. I think I remember when the door scraped my toes, I reacted, but the door thing, I remember, I never did that. That wasn't on purpose. I might have done it on accident.
Okay.
But
so let's say that was an accident. I then stood up. I don't even know if I said, I might have said, like, what the fuck, whatever, because I'd just been hit in the head with the fucking corner of a door.
I'm so sorry. I didn't know. I'm sorry.
And then I stood up, and then you fucking clocked me.
I remember hitting you as a response to the door thing. And I'm really sorry about hitting you with the door or hitting your head. I did not mean to, nor.
You didn't mean to hit me in the head with the door, but you meant to
I didn't.
punch me in the jaw.
I meant to hit you, and I did not do this thing with the door. I did mean to hit you.
So that you didn't mean.
The door? No, God, no, I didn't.
But punching me in the jaw.
I didn't. Okay, I'm sorry I hit you. I did mean to hit you, but it was in response. I just reacted in response to my foot. I just reacted, and I'm sorry. It's below me.
Your foot? That was why you punched me?
Yeah. But I'm sorry. I'm sorry if I.
Again, that's you and Mr. Depp on that recording, right?
That's correct.
And Mr. Depp was hiding from you in the bathroom. Isn't that right, Ms. Heard?
Incorrect.
Well, Mr. Depp said on that recording, I opened the bathroom door when you were knocking on it. Doesn't he?
I don't know if he said that, and I didn't hear that.
And
one
Mr.
detail.
Depp said, when I was trying to close the door, I guess it scraped your toes. He says that, doesn't he?
Correct.
And then you kicked the bathroom door into his head, didn't you?
No, I didn't. And I
then you punched him in the
defended
jaw.
myself in that audio. You can hear it for yourself.
Right. And then you punched him in the jaw.
I also did not do that. I tried to make that clear on the audio tape too,
So-
in futility.
So Mr. Depp said, you meant to punch me in the jaw, right?
Are you asking me what he said on the
Yeah.
on the recording? Yes, he said that.
And then you respond, I meant to hit you, didn't you?
As I explained yesterday, I was trying to get him off the door,
And you said, I remember, I did mean to hit you.
meaning the door. The door was on my feet. I
You've heard
reacted
this-
instinctively to that.
Yeah, you've heard this audio before, haven't you, Ms. Heard?
Yeah, we've already had this trial before.
Yeah, it was played for you when you were deposed in 2016 in connection with your divorce from Mr. Depp, wasn't it?
That's one of the times I've heard it, yes.
So you've had plenty of time to think about how to respond to this recording, haven't you?
I don't know what you mean by that.
Well, let's take a look at how you responded to it the first time. Can we please pull up what will be marked Plaintiff's Exhibit 1261?
The next thing that I'm going to play
Your Honor?
to you
Okay.
as cue.
All right. Oh, if you want to come.
Sidebar. But I can't play that for a long time because, well, you know why. We'll get blocked. We get a copyright strike and all that stuff. So, just a little bit. Got another one too. Gonna play some elevator music. Yeah. Okay. Come on, let's get on with it.
I'm going to read it into the record and then I'll hand this to you. So I will. So, Your Honor, for reference, and I will provide a copy of the deposition, Ms. Heard's deposition in the divorce. It's page 372, lines starting at line 5 through 377, line 12.
All right. I think.
Okay. Yes.
May I approach, Your Honor?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Your Honor, with permission, may we please play?
If we just get to that page, make sure everybody's at the, oh, could you say the page number again,
Yes,
please?
absolutely.
Page 372, lines 5 to 377, line 1 is what I have.
12, line 12.
All right, 372.
If we could have a moment, Your Honor, to read it before it's played.
Streaming issues from the YouTube account of Law and Crime Network. It's been happening on and off all day. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think they've talked to her yet, and I don't know if they're planning on it or not. Come on, come on. Let me refresh that page. Never mind, we're back.
Okay.
Thank you, Your Honor. If we can please have it published to the jury in the gallery.
Well, it could have something to do with there's 800,000 people watching on that page right now. So 800,000 live
The next
viewers.
thing that I'm going to play to you as Hugh. Would you listen to this, please? This is punching.
You just kept going, you just kept going, kept going. Tried to close the door 3 times. You know,
Your Honor?
Just to let
Maybe
me know.
we stop that.
And then
Say sidebar again. And the bad part is she's from Texas, so she makes all these Texas women look bad. Because there's no crazy women here in Texas.
And they can do
Not that
it,
I
they
know.
can do it through reading the deposition, Your Honor. They don't need to do that. Ask them to take it off the screen.
Could you take it off the screen? Okay. That's fine.
Thank you.
I have no objection.
Can
to
we
that.
please start it over?
Yeah, nobody wants near her with a 10-foot pole. That says a lot, doesn't it?
The next thing that I'm going to play to you as Hugh. Would you listen to this, please? This is punching. That's why.
Right.
So
Let's skip on.
Anyway, the bathroom door opener, knocked on it. I think we just opened.
There's the difference.
It just kept going, kept going. Traffic was full 3 times. You know, please, just don't let me know. And then wait, and then I accidentally, I swear, when I was trying to close the door, I just stretched your toes. I didn't do that. I bent down.
Hard to hear that. I got it loud. It's just the way they're playing.
But I did not mean to do that.
I was bent down behind the door.
I did not do anything to him. I did not kick at the door or push the door so that it would hit you. I did not. I swear. I mean, that was not my intention. I think I remember when the door scraped my toes.
Okay, so you told him in that excerpt that you hit him with the door but did not intend to hit him, correct? Did you say that?
I said whatever I said in that recording. I
Okay.
don't, when you play it for me, it's hard for me to remember every single.
And that's a recording marked as exhibit, the punchy.
Q. It was
Q.
just played.
Q. Would you continue to listen to exhibit Q?
Are these from the same day?
I reacted, but this whole, the door thing, I never did that. That wasn't on purpose. I was on an accident.
Okay. Let's say that was an accident. I then stood up. I don't even know if I said, I might have said, like, what the fuck? You know, whatever. That just been hit in the head with the fucking corner of the door.
I'm so sorry. I did not. I'm sorry.
And then I stood up. And then you got fuck.
I remember hitting you as a response to the door thing. Exactly what I just told us. And I'm really sorry about hitting you with the door or hitting your head. It did not lead to your.
You didn't need to hit me in the head with the door, but you meant to punch me in the jaw.
I meant to hit you, and I did not do this thing with the door. I do remember. I did need to hit you.
For that you didn't mean.
The door? No, God, no. I
But punching me in the jaw.
okay. I'm sorry.
So on the tape, you tell Johnny Depp that you did mean to hit him.
And it also misrepresents what actually happened, which is him trying to get into a room I'm trying to keep him out of. And then he runs the door over my toes, trying to get into the room. I tried to push him out of it, which is what the hit is referred to. And Johnny, whenever he was injured or touched at all, was referred to it in these ways of punching or clocked or whatever. And whether you discussed it with him or not, the last thing you do in talking to him afterwards or trying to reconcile with him is to get into what the definition of those words mean to him. I never even addressed it. If he was ever pushed, it was a cold. He called it a cold clock. I mean, it's just very dramatic.
Isn't it true?
You're smiling as that audio recording is being played in your deposition, aren't you, Ms. Heard?
Not smiling because of the audio. I'm smiling because of what's happening around me.
You even roll your eyes at one point, don't you?
I was sitting opposite a whole table full of lawyers who were snickering, laughing, and rolling their eyes at me while I was talking.
Is there something amusing about kicking a door into your husband's head?
No, I was rolling my eyes and commenting on what I was experiencing at that time in recounting the
Is
story.
there something amusing to you about punching your husband in the jaw?
That is not what I was smiling about. And no, I do not think it's amusing.
Ms. Heard, you testified yesterday that all you want to do is move on. Do you remember that testimony?
Yes, I do.
Yeah, your exact words were, quote, "I just want him to leave me alone. I want to move on with my life, and he won't let me." Do you remember that?
Yes, that is correct.
But that's not true, is it, Ms. Heard?
It is very true.
You just haven't been able to move on with your life, have you? From Mr. Depp.
I'm here, aren't I?
In fact, on October 11th, 2018, you actually commenced an arbitration action against Mr. Depp for defamation, didn't you?
I don't recall that, no.
Your Honor, may I approach? May we approach? Pull up Plaintiff's Exhibit 219. And Ms. Hurd, if you could please read to yourself the first page of Exhibit 219.
All right.
And if you can also read to yourself the second page of Exhibit 219.
Yes.
And if you can scroll down, Tom. Again, Ms. Hurd, just to look at that page. And then scroll down to the next page, please. And the next page. Does that refresh your recollection, Ms. Hurd, that you did, in fact, in October of 2018, 2 months before you published the op-ed in this case, that's the subject of this case, you initiated an arbitration against Mr. Depp for defamation?
It's not my understanding I initiated an arbitration. It's my understanding that our lawyers sent a letter to his lawyers after he called me a liar again, effectively, in an interview.
And that's 2 months before your op-ed that was published in December of 2018, right?
That is correct.
And that's 6 months before Mr. Depp filed this case against you, correct?
That's correct.
So you fired the first shot, not Mr. Depp.
I disagree. We sent a letter.
Thank you. Ms. Hurd, isn't it true that you once filled out a customs form falsely so that you could get...
May we approach?
They're phonies. But they were back. No. I don't know if you can hear that music. It's from 1981, this stuff.
Sir, you testified yesterday that when you left the courthouse after obtaining the domestic violence restraining order against Mr. Depp, you walked out to, quote, a sea of paparazzi and cameras, right?
That's correct.
You testified that you were surprised to see the sea of cameras.
That's correct.
Because it was quiet when you went into the courthouse that morning.
And the divorce had remained under the radar up to that point.
You testified that no one knew about your divorce, so you thought it was going to stay that way, right?
No, I always figured it would come out. I just was trying to buy time.
You knew the media had been alerted that you were filing for divorce, right, Ms. Heard?
No, I just knew that it was impossible to do that privately, so you could just hope it was a matter of time.
You knew they were going to be there, didn't you?
No, I did not.
The
I mean, I
publicist-
assume since it's a public building that there is that likelihood, or not likelihood, but possibility. But I was shocked.
Your publicist, Jody Gottlieb, was there at the courthouse with you, wasn't she?
Yes, she was.
So you anticipated that you might need your publicist?
I thought the filing might make, well, I was told the filing was public, that it would be impossible. There's no way for you to do a private filing. And then the second that I filed for the TRO, it would be public news. I didn't expect all these photographers and cameras to show up at the courthouse in real time, but they did.
If we could please pull up Plaintiff's Exhibit 1280, which is a clip from your divorce deposition. And you have at page, if I can alert you, you have the transcript there, page 74, lines 22.
You said
through
874?
74.
74.
Line 22 through 75, line 13.
I'm sorry, just 72 line.
74, line 22 through 75, line 13.
Your Honor, may we approach?
If we could please play and display to the jury Plaintiff's Exhibit 1280.
Is responsible.
Ms. Hurd, did you send a text message to Jerry Judge on May 24, 2016, telling Jerry Judge, quote, "I'm desperately trying to reach Johnny. It's extremely important. Please tell him"?
I remember sending the text message that is in front of me right now to Jerry. And I remember sending this because I wanted to tell Johnny or have him told by Jerry or someone who knew him or was close to him. Basically, I didn't want him to find out online that I had or was about to file, or I had already filed for divorce. I wanted him to know verbally. So I was trying to reach him through a third party to tell him. When I say reach, I'm specifically saying I would like him to know information coming from me or coming from Jerry, from me, so that he finds out about the divorce filing or my intention to do so from some other source other than TMZ, which was alerted.
You slipped up there, didn't you, Ms. Hurd? You let it slip out that TMZ had been alerted to your filing of the domestic violence restraining order, didn't you?
I disagree. That's not what I'm talking about.
TMZ is the same outlet that you released the video of Mr. Depp attacking the kitchen cabinets the day before this deposition was taken, wasn't it?
I didn't do that. I don't know
TMZ
how
owns
to do
the
that.
copyright to that video now, doesn't it?
I have no idea what TMZ
Did they pay
owns.
you for that?
I never got paid for it because I had nothing to do with that.
So TMZ was just lucky in getting the inside scoop to your divorce from Mr. Depp, huh?
I have no idea. That's not my area of expertise. I wouldn't even know how to do that. And also, what does that get me? If I wanted to leak things about Johnny, I could have done that in a much more successful way, in a bigger way, for years.
Not
and
when you
years.
were extorting him for $7 million.
I got a fraction of what I was entitled to in the state of California, by the way.
Right.
What extortion?
Tassa Van Reeves, your ex-wife, right?
That's right. She's my ex-partner.
She's the one that you told this jury Mr. Depp was jealous of, right?
Yeah, well, that was 2013 fights around March, yes.
You testified that he tried to burn one of her paintings, right?
That's correct.
You testified he tried to burn one of your favorite paintings that she did, right?
I don't know if it was one of my favorites.
You committed domestic violence against Miss Van Reed during your relationship, didn't you?
No, I did not.
You assaulted her at a Seattle airport in 2009, didn't you?
No, I did not.
And people saw that.
That's not true.
And it was covered in the press. Isn't that true?
It was planted in the press by Johnny's team 2 days after I got the TRO. Not
Can you
coincidentally.
please pull up Plaintiff's Exhibit 1279?
Your Honor, may we approach?
We could please have that article displayed for the witness. This is an article from 2 years ago, correct, Ms. Hurd?
I don't know when this
May
was.
of 2020.
That's not when it came out, no. This story started getting planted after I got a TRO, after I got a restraining order against Johnny.
The headline says, Amber Heard
Objection,
allegedly
Your Honor.
struck.
Objection, Your Honor. I think Your Honor ruled she can't say that.
If you want to approach again.
The title reads, Amber Heard allegedly grabbed, struck her ex-girlfriend at the airport, doesn't it?
Yes, and that's not true.
May we approach?
Okay.
So the article, the title is Amber Heard allegedly struck her
Objection, Your Honor,
ex-girlfriend.
she's already,
No, overruled. Go ahead.
Thank you. If I may start over. Amber Heard allegedly struck her ex-girlfriend, Tassa Van Ree, at the airport in 2009. Did I read that right?
Yes, this is another example of the smear campaign.
So Mr. Depp is not the only domestic partner you've assaulted, is he, Ms. Heard?
I've never assaulted Mr. Depp or anyone else that I've been romantically linked to, ever.
No further questions, Your Honor.
All right, cross-examination.
Thank
I'm
you.
sorry, redirect.
Ms. Heard, did Ms. Van Rey come out after that article came in and make a public statement it was false?
Of course you did.
Objection, Your Honor, hearsay.
Your Honor, I should at least be.
Overruled.
Thank you.
Of course she did.
Okay. Now, let's talk about the TMZ alerted. Explain to the jury what you meant by the TMZ was alerted.
So when you make these kind of filings, meaning divorce, marriage, things like that, they are public record. And so when we filed for divorce, when I filed for divorce, I asked my team to file in the most discreet way, literally to put it under a stack of papers and file it at the end of day. So kind of had more of a shot of being missed by the paparazzi and by TMZ and those sorts of publicity outlets. I believe that we had been remarkably lucky following the divorce, that it wasn't picked up, and that it gave me a precious few days of peace at that really fragile time. When I found out that they were going to run the story or that they had the information, I was trying to get a hold of Johnny to clarify that I did not do this in a punitive way. I didn't want him to be mad at me. I didn't want him to find out in that sort of context online.
And who had connections to TMZ?
Objection calls for speculation.
Do you know?
I do know. Johnny and I spoke about
Your
it.
Honor, calls for
Sustain
speculation.
the objection.
Did Mr. Depp tell you about who had connections with TMZ?
Yes, we talked about it. His lawyer, Laura Wasser.
Okay. Now, I'm going to start at the very beginning here. You were asked by Ms. Vasquez about why Mr. Depp won't or can't look you in the eye. And she read out, or she played a tape in which Mr. Depp said, "You will not see my eyes again." Do you recall that?
I do.
And that was during the mediation process in July, correct?
That was
Objection leading.
the first one.
Sustained
Okay.
is the leading.
When was this?
That was in July of 2016. That was the first mediation. And we had a short exchange, and he put a note in my pocket that said, "I'll love you dead or alive."
I'm sorry? Do you recognize? Could you tell the jury what the coaster was that he slipped into your pocket, what it said?
It said, "I love you forever, my Slim, dead or alive."
And what, if anything, did it have in addition?
His new phone number.
And to be, just so we're clear, on how many occasions in that second mediation did Mr. Depp look you in the eye?
Many.
Okay. And when Ms. Vasquez asked you if you knew why Mr. Depp couldn't or wouldn't look you in the eye here or in the UK, you said, yes, you know. Why? Please tell the jury why.
Because he's guilty. Because he knows he's lying. Otherwise, why can't he look at me? I survived. I survived that man, and I'm here, and I'm able to look at him.
Thank you. You were asked about a bruise that was on your arm from March 15, 2013. Do you recall how long before the picture you had sustained that bruise?
I do.
How long?
2 weeks.
You were asked a number of times by Ms. Vasquez if you took pictures from your incidents earlier in the relationship.
Yes.
Why didn't you?
It was something I started doing only kind of incidentally. You know, I was commenting to my best friend. I was looking for support from my mom, things like that. There was, I'm ashamed to say, never a thought that this would happen. I mean, not until December and my best friend taking pictures of me to capture it. That wasn't even a thing.
It has been suggested by Ms. Vasquez to you in your questions that you didn't tell anyone about the abuse until the TRO. Is that true?
Objection, Your Honor, leading.
All right. What if any? All right. Who did you tell about the abuse during the time it was happening?
Objection, Your Honor,
That's
leading
not offered to,
and hearsay.
Sustained.
Your Honor, it's prior consistent statements.
It's leading, it's sustained. Next question.
Okay. What, if anything, did you tell to anyone about the abuse?
Objection, Your Honor,
therapist.
hearsay.
I'll sustain.
Your Honor, may I approach?
That's fine.
Ms. Heard, how many people have you shared the fact of abuse prior to 2015?
Objection, Your Honor. Leading
How
calls for
many?
hearsay.
How many?
Overruled.
Roughly about 10.
Can you name them?
Yes.
Objection, Your Honor. Hearsay.
I think she can, it's not offered, it's just showed that she informed people before. They're suggesting.
Objection,
she
Your
didn't
Honor.
tell
Can we
anybody.
approach? This is, again, an approach.
Now, you were asked